Hi, my name is Jean and this is my channel Learn with Jean. My goal is to help you grow your online business and avoid the same mistakes that I made when I first began my entrepreneurial journey. This video is similar along the lines of finding your ideal customer persona and identifying, getting deep inside your customer's head with their pain point, and how sometimes sales is a challenging lesson for all of us, but that there is a ton of sales books, the one sales Bible that I continue to use in my everyday experiences, not just with clients, but also when talking to other people, just in general, to practice sales conversations, is really Oren Klaff's book, Pitch Anything. He also has a newer book called Flip the Script, but Pitch Anything really helps you understand the psychology of what's happening in a conversation. And one of the lessons that I learned was the more we study movie dialogue and what's happening and how people are interacting and talking to each other, the more it becomes clear that these movie dialogues are also sales conversations. So one of my favorite analogies of sales conversation comes from watching the movie Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't remember which part of the movie it is, but this scene, if you ever go back and watch it, is really the greatest lesson of sales, which is not about being needy, which is not about letting your client determine your rate or determine the project or the scope. It's more about owning that relationship and demonstrating that you are the expert. So in this scene from Bohemian Rhapsody, it's the most recent one from like a couple years ago, there is a scene where the artist Freddie Mercury and his band are having a conversation with the record label. And the record label says, I want you to make another hit song like this one. And the record label executive says, we need another hit song. It needs to be XYZ. It needs to be this minute long. It has to have this kind of pattern and this kind of structure and this kind of sound. And Freddie Mercury says, no, I do not want to make that kind of record. We don't want to make that kind of song. We want to make this Bohemian Rhapsody. And the record label executive is like, what? Bohemian Rhapsody? No one wants to buy or hear Bohemian Rhapsody. And so the long story short, go and watch the scene because it's my favorite scene. They decide to part ways with the record label, even though the record label executive says you'll never make it and you'll never succeed. But they're like, screw that. They walked away from the money that they could have had if they made the same record. And they stuck to their conviction and said, we're going to make the record that we want to make. And they went out, and over time, they did go and make the record that they want to make. They ended up selling out stadiums. People loved it. They made more money than they previously did. And it took time. It wasn't overnight. But the most important sales lesson, you can choose to do the same thing. You can choose to do what your client wants, or you can demonstrate and have an opportunity to show your client that the problem, the solution that they have is not the most important thing. The most important thing is, what is the problem? And because the problem that they may have is probably greater than they realize. The problem is greater than they can imagine. When you can show them and lead them to that awareness of that the problem is more greater than what they initially wanted to hire you for, it's an opportunity to win more of their business. And so the point of this video is that when a client or a customer says to you that they need XYZ solution, it's to flip the script and to change the dynamics of the conversation and have ownership and control of it, and to say, well, tell me a little bit about the problem. Let's start at the beginning. Let's identify what has happened, what is your challenge, because maybe that's not the real solution here. I need to know, as the expert that you want to hire, what the real problem is, because if it's more than what you have just spoken, the problem is more than what you think the solution is, then that is not the right solution. And so it's just a really important lesson about identifying the problem so that you can provide and develop the accurate solution in terms of a course, in terms of a product, that whatever you develop, it's with this deep understanding of the problem is always going to be greater than this. So I hope this video helps. Let me know if you have any questions, feedback. Leave a comment below and share some of the experiences you have, because I think it's so important in this journey of being an entrepreneur when we support each other and help each other so that we're not alone and that we're in this together. Thanks for watching.